you made it. How you doing? It is certified personal trainer Mary Beth Rockwell joining you from The Next Fitness Thing. Welcome to The Next Fitness Show, our weekly offering here on this YouTube channel. So have you subscribed to us yet? Can you throw us a like right now before we go any further? Because we would love to get our channel out into the world and into the algorithm a little bit more. So early in the show, please, as you can, throw us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when we have some new stuff coming your way. I'll talk more about the particulars coming up. I just want to get that out there. The earlier, the better that you do that to help us out. Okay. Alexis, come help. You're helping us out all the time, like leading the show, basically. Alexis Kreger, CEO, and also TNFT trainer and yoga instructor, and awesome and amazing human being. Alexis, we're always glad to have you here.
Hey,
And glad that things are coming around with the fam as well. We were having a little conversation before the show started. So
thanks.
yeah, very much sending you good vibes, continuing. On the show today, and we are going to, actually April, the entire month of April is designated as Earth Month. Y'all know about Earth Day, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit more on the way as well. But all of April is Earth Month. Mirth Month would be good too, because I like to laugh. But if you want to look after your body and the planet at the same time, a lot of the things in both of those are intertwined. So we're going to have a good chat about that on this show. So stand by for that. We're going to, of course, have some movement and stretching opportunities for you, the mid-show stretch break and the move of the week. And we'll have a little guidance into what we're going to talk about as far as Earth Day coming up a little bit later on. Announcements, things coming to you at the Next Fitness Thing as well. And I think we're going to be able to hopefully squeeze in some spring food, one of my favorites. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. If you're with us live, please be vociferous in the chat. And thank you for taking time out of your busy Friday to join us live. If you're checking out the recording, thank you. We love you too. You're invited to join us live as well. But if you can't, you can still comment on the video, okay? So please do that. And again, every comment helps us grow. Also, every comment can get you a Freebie Friday prize, because somebody who comments over the past week to the next week is going to win a cool prize. And we'll have one at the end of this show today, all right? If you have not joined us yet at the Next Fitness Thing, what you waiting for? We miss you. Come join us at thenextfitnessthing.com. It is a loving and welcoming and supportive and motivating and just amazing place to hang out, whether you're new to working out or you're a veteran or you're anywhere in between. Maybe you got off the workout wagon, you want to get back on. Everybody's welcome to join us no matter what your fitness level or ability is. We are thrilled to bring you into our family and our community. And ooh, the chat's popping already. All right. And then Facebook, before I get into the chat, facebook.com/group/The Next Fitness Thing. That's where the heart of our TNFT teammate community hangs out. Lots of sources of motivation and fun memes, and usually fitness related, sometimes not, but it's a good place to hang out. So you're welcome. Even if you're not yet a TNFT member, you're welcome in our Facebook group. All right, into the chat we go. Kimberly and Carol and Donna D and Megan and Aaron all saying hi, and hi. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, Alexis, I think it's discussion time. So come on in and hang with me. And here she comes. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so Earth Month, this is kind of a big deal to us, because one of the things when we set out to start the Next Fitness Thing, that was kind of one of our core values is, you know, being good to the planet as well as being good to ourselves. And you were the queen behind the whole mission statement. So can you touch on that just a little bit so people know what we're talking about here?
I mean, the biggest thing to me is to understand that being good to the planet and being good to your own health are the same. It's actually the same intention. So that when you're doing things that are good for the planet, that is good for your body and your being. And when you're doing things that are good for your being, that is good for the planet. And that we are all part of the planet. As much as we'd like to think that there's the planet and us, it's all one thing. So
we're all in it. Yeah. And you notice, if you ever looked at the Next Fitness Thing's logo, it's a tree with roots. And it's just like the whole holistic thing of not just protecting our own health and wellness, but the planet's health and wellness as well. That's kind of baked right into our mission statement. So I just wanted to float that out there because it means something to us. We're not just talking just to talk about that. All right. So Alexis, I know you have some thoughts about how Earth Day and Earth Month and your wellness can kind of tie together. So I can go or you can go, matters not to me, but
You could start. Go for
Okay.
it.
There are some ways that you can mind your health and the planet's health as far as what you choose to eat is a big one. And I know, Alexis, you're pretty likely have some thoughts on that one because we talked about that before. You can be physical in ways that help your body and can also aid the planet, like gardening and planting trees and planting your own food and things like that. There are ways that you can be useful as far as what you choose to use, whether it's something that's recyclable, reusable, and using, like upcycling old things as well into new life. And I know that I like Natalie, for example, who has been providing our Freebie Friday prizes, is big into like upcycling things and making new things of them. So, and it's just full of joy, that one. So I really like that option. What did I have? Yeah, conserving your water and conserving energy. The more that you can walk or bike rather than taking a car, that's helping. I mean, I could go on for days here if you let me, but I want to let you get a word in edgewise, Alexis, because I know you got deep feelings on this one. So
Yeah, I mean, I think you're totally on the right track here. That's exactly where my heart is with all of it. I can see in the chat Carol saying more people need to be more kind to the planet and that she's trying hard to eliminate plastics.
mm,
Yeah, I can feel that too. I mean, the food is the obvious one that I think
right,
really is the obvious connection point here. So, one piece for me with that is to really be mindful of the soil. And the soil is such an important piece, and it's something that we're sort of disassociated from, to be totally honest. We get our food from the grocery store, we see this beautiful apple, and we think, it's a beautiful apple. It must be healthy. It's a beautiful apple. And I mean, there's a whole thing going on now where they're plasticizing apples. They're basically like dipping it in a plastic dip to keep it looking beautiful in the grocery store. So,
ew.
really knowing what's going on with your food is really important. And not just from the perspective of plasticizing the apple, but also from the perspective of what is the soil like in the place where that apple came from.
Right.
There is no aesthetic difference between an apple that is full of nutrients and an apple that is completely void of nutrients. And the fruit that we have, I mean, I could go on and on here. I can feel myself going on a rant.
We
Like
both could.
the fruit that we are getting now has a fraction of the amount of nutrients that the fruit that our parents were eating. So the soil has been so depleted, and you can't tell by looking at the fruits and vegetables by. So it's really, really important that you are supporting, that we all are supporting the people who are growing food in a way that is replenishing to the soil.
Yeah.
And if you're buying your food from like a major corporation, it is very unlikely that that is what's happening. So I can even just remember I went to Costa Rica to teach fitness in Costa Rica, and we were driving through the jungle, and there were all of these places where the rainforest was being clear cut. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening here? And I mean, I was thinking they must be building condos because in my neighborhood, they're clear cutting to build condos. And I was
Right.
like, what's happening here? I asked my host, and she said, oh, it's good. That's Dole. They're growing bananas. And I was like, oh, I'm not buying
Oh,
any
no.
more bananas.
That's tough because I know we have a love for bananas here in America, but we don't grow them here. I mean, so
Right.
that's one right off the bat that we might want to, temper our thoughts about. My favorite sidebar on what you just discussed is shopping at farmers markets. Alexis, I know you're big into this as well. Supporting local and organic food if you can, and of course, not everybody has that option. We know there are food deserts and people who are not as privileged to be near a farmer's market or something along those lines. But the best produce that your budget can afford is what you want to be going for, ideally. And when you go to a farmer's market, you get to talk to the farmer who will tell you how they grow it, and you can
Yeah,
ask them questions. And all the farmers I've run across at farmers markets are very open to sharing because they are proud of what they do.
that's right.
And then another side step to that is it prevents you from buying produce that has been, for example, shipped from Costa Rica all the way here, and all of the, the pollution that results from that, from the jets and
Right.
from the ships and everything. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. And I mean, to go beyond food, touching on the thing like what Carol's saying is trying to eliminate plastics. And also, I can see in the chat, Aaron saying you're trying hard to eliminate as many single-use things as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because partly the single-use things are garbage, right? But also, plastic is toxic. And if your food is in plastic, it is being toxified by the plastic that it's sitting in before you eat it. And there is a lot of evidence that there is essentially hormone disruptors that are in your food if your food's being stored in plastic. So if you're shopping somewhere that's putting plastic on everything that you're buying, then you're likely consuming hormone disruptors and whatever other toxins that we may not have even researched and understood yet.
Mm-hmm.
And even workout clothes. That's one thing I'll even bring up. If you're wearing, and I'm so guilty of this, I'm like literally wearing it right now. If you're wearing synthetic fibers, you should know that those plastics are in the clothes you're wearing, and those hormone disruptors are touching your skin and absorbing. And when you wash the clothes in the washing machine, the water flows through your clothes and then it puts microplastics into the water supply that is not filtered out by your public utility district.
Yeah, that the workout gear is just as I for years have been the same way. I recently just kind of put myself on a mission to buy more natural fabrics like bamboo and things like that. They're not cheap. I will admit that right up front. I'm privileged to be able to afford that. But
and they
if you
sometimes
can,
show your sweat and they,
yeah, but it's like it's. I feel so much better about making that decision. Speaking of the laundry, by the way, how about your laundry products and your cleaning products?
That's a huge
Ideally, yeah, you're trying to find something that is as eco-friendly and green as possible, because this is kind of, we got some stats, at least a little bit of stat from the American Lung Association. Some products, everyday household products, release volatile organic compounds that can be dangerous for your health, maybe even cause headaches, irritate your eyes and throat, and that's just scratching the surface. So
yeah.
that's another thing to be aware. I mean, we got so many dang decisions. If you've ever watched The Good Place, I mentioned this show a lot, and it's just, I love the show, but it's just like we have to make so many more decisions now about what we do and what we buy and how we treat people. And this is like, it becomes more and more, frustrating and complex as the years go on. It is just like, yeah, it blew my mind when I was watching that show. It's a great one. Check it out. Yes, go ahead. You're going to say something.
The other thing I'll just say, this is like a huge topic that we could talk about, and I can see people talking about electric cars, and I can see all these other things. That a lot of these things are politicized, and it might look like it's eco-friendly, but when you dig deeper, maybe it's not, and it's so hard to understand. So I'm just going to say that through my view, the smaller the business that you are buying from / supporting, the better, because it is going to essentially decentralize things and help it so that basically we are able to keep things more localized and keep the interests closer to our communities and closer to the earth. And just really do your research. And I mean, I love hearing the reusing things, the keeping things out of the landfill, reusing things. I mean, even with the single use products, I can feel myself like I have a lot of things that are considered a single use product that I'm finding some other use for.
Yeah,
if you have anything like that, I'd love to hear it in the chat. If you want to name how you're reusing things that's fun and interesting, please share. I love that kind of stuff.
Totally. I'm starting to become more friendly with thrift store shopping as well, because the whole like fast casual clothing situation where you buy something and it falls apart within a year, and that's not good for us either.
Or it's still perfectly good, but it's out of fashion, and so you just don't wear it anymore, so you get rid of it and it's in the landfill.
Pass it along. Yeah. So, and I have one more note about this. Stanford University, which is here in the Bay Area where I am, a little south to me, lists activism as a way to empower you, the individual, to create positive change reclaim agency, and help with healing after traumatic events. So this is kind of interesting. In one study, there were participants who engaged in a brief activist activity, it could be about the environment, for example, and reported higher levels of what they call subjective vitality, you getting more out of your life by speaking up and being an activist, which is fascinating to me. So you might just be one person, but when you get a whole bunch of us together, it can make a big difference.
Right.
So,
and I mean, the thing to me that really helps me with this topic is understanding that it's the microcosm of the macrocosm and the macrocosm to the microcosm. It's kind of like the concept of as above, so below. Basically, if you care about the earth, take care of yourself. It's the best thing you can do is to take care of your own health. Be very conscious of everything that is going on in the way that you are interacting with the environment in your microcosm. And that is a way that we actually can make a big difference.
Amen. Amen. I was going to mention bedding earlier too, but I was just like, we could go on, like
Bedding?
you said. Yeah, like finding eco-friendly bedding as well, because some of the stuff they put in, like mattresses and stuff, is like yeesh. So again, you might want to
And not good for your health at all.
stop
Right?
you're breathing that 8 hours a night if you're lucky, right? So I mean,
Right.
not that you're lucky you're breathing it, but that ideally you're getting 8 hours of sleep is where I was going with that. So yeah, so choose wisely, basically, is what it comes down to. Research what you need to, find out the facts. There's this, you kind of touched on it earlier, the greenwashing phenomenon, where it's like you said, the company will make it look like, oh, this is eco-friendly, this is great, use this. And then you get a little bit deeper into the backstory and it's like, not so much.
Right.
So
like recyclable is cool and all, but it only matters if it's actually being recycled. So recycled is way better than recyclable.
Recyclable. Recyclable. Yes.
Could just mean, yeah, we could not put it in the landfill, but we're still putting it there anyway.
Oh man, they get you coming and going, don't they? So, all right. Well, please keep your thoughts coming in as far as that goes. If you think of stuff that after the show, those of you who are with us live, pop into our Facebook group. We can keep the discussion going on there, and we would love to have that happening. So, okay, Alexis, shall we move on? Is it movement time? Yay!
Awesome.
Okay. Mid-show stretch break is up first. We're dipping into yoga a little bit this week and Mother Earth, and I adore this pose. We have multiple, and it's kind of an easy pose for most of us. I mean, there is a little skill to it, maybe. And Alexis, you're the yogi. I'll let you elaborate more on that. But we are going to mountain pose. So, of course, we invite you. I'm going to stand up and do this one. Mountain pose is also called Tadasana, like ta-da. Ta-da. All right, I'm standing for this one because I need to do this a little bit. So, Alexis, explain what mountain pose, aka Tadasana, is all about. We lost your audio. You're muted.
Oh, I thought I turned off my camera and I turned off my audio. Okay, mountain pose is perfect for what we're talking about of you being connected to the earth because it is you standing as the mountain. So you stand up tall in your strength with your feet firmly grounded on the earth and in alignment. So you stand up with an aligned spine in the best posture that you can embody with your palms facing forward. But down by your sides so that it's opening your heart and putting your shoulders into right alignment as well.
That's the shoulders in your back pockets that we talk about a lot around here too, by the way, standing in mountain pose.
And this is the basis of all posture, really.
Yeah,
so Tadasana. It is also known in some forms of yoga, they call it Samastitihi, which is essentially, I believe the translation is something like evenly balanced pose or something like that.
Love it.
But the traditional way to do Tadasana is with the big toes touching, but the heels not touching. So that is an option, but I also just want to mention, and P.S., thank you, Yoga Journal, for all these amazing images to help us to demonstrate this because we found this and it was just so helpful that I couldn't not use this because it's really, really helpful. Stepping your feet hip distance apart is also a completely legitimate way to do Tadasana, mountain pose, especially if you are pregnant. this is
Mm.
how you should practice this. And if the original version with the big toes touching hurts your back or anything else like that, then yes, step your feet wider. It's
Yeah,
okay to
and
step your feet wider.
wider gives you more of a base of stability. So if you were well, like Alex said, pregnant, you don't want to fall over. If you have any dizziness, you don't want to fall over.
Mhm.
If you just want to feel more grounded and feet too close together, you're not feeling grounded. Widen your feet. So,
Right. And
right.
one big piece with this pose is to have your weight evenly balanced on your feet.
Hmm.
So there is a lot of nuance, even though this pose seems so simple and
It's like,
easy.
what? I'm just standing here, right? But not really.
Right. You can, there's so much to take inventory of here. For example, where is your weight in your feet? Is it in your toes, your heels, the outsides of your feet, the insides of your feet?
Yeah.
And we're really looking to have the weight evenly balanced throughout your foot. So it may be that stepping your feet hip distance apart makes that more available to you.
Hmm. All right. And then we have more, don't we? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I love
So
these.
using the wall can be helpful. It may be a regression, meaning that it might make it a little easier to do it against the wall, but it also can be a learning tool to use the wall. You might notice when you use the wall for mountain pose that you might be arching your back. Or you might notice that your shoulders are rounded forward and they don't touch the wall. And it's
Hmm.
not expected that your whole spine would be up against the wall. That would honestly not even be ideal posture anyway.
Hmm.
It's just more to use as a tool to notice what's going on. Another piece that I would tend to notice with the wall is your head touching the wall?
It's exactly what I was just going to bring up. Yep. Uh-huh. I have a
Right.
training client who I'm working on her posture, and she has the jutted forward head. And I'm just like, stand with your back up against a wall and see if you can, without forcing it, get the back of your head a little bit closer to the wall and not touching the wall. And it's, for some people, that itself is a challenge, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is typical of Americans. I mean,
Yeah.
that is the majority of the population has that. So
Hmm.
it's not like just you. That is
Right.
honestly what's expected at this
Right.
point. Notice that her heels are not touching the wall.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to make room for your glutes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We have glutes. Yes. Let's accommodate our glutes.
And if you are practicing seated, because I mean we have seated yoga on Thursday nights, if you're practicing seated, then your mountain pose is seated, and that works as well. I would encourage the heart open posture. So if it's possible to turn your palms to face forward at your sides, then yes. And whatever is available to you to keep the open-hearted posture with your shoulder blades down and back behind you and the most aligned spine that you can. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, and remember to breathe, of course, because
Hmm.
yeah, sometimes you get caught up and it's, are my palms forward? Are my shoulders down? And then you forget to breathe and you wonder why you're all like, yeah. So let it go. Breathe. Okay. Thank you again to Yoga Journal for allowing us these images to pass along, because that was very informative. And I hope you are doing it with us if you're watching the show. And then we can move on to the move of the week, in theme with our topic this week of Earth Month and your wellness. Something else that you can do to help you and the planet as well. And it's something that we're going to lead kind of right into our pretty close soon into our announcements of things that are coming here into TNFT. Picking up trash. Hey, this is something you can do with your whole family and your friends. Make it a social gathering, and you're doing squatting when you're picking up the trash. You need to use proper alignment in your back. You don't want to be, lifting anything heavy with your back. You want to do it with your legs. Obviously, you want to use some protection so that your, gloves or whatever you might need out there to protect yourself from anything sharp or hazardous that you might find out there, because the beach is like 4 blocks away from me here in San Francisco. And every once in a while I get out and I join a cleanup, and it's just like, you'd be surprised what you might find on the beach is all I'm going to
Hmm.
say. So
Hmm.
be mindful of that. Alexis, did you have more to say about this other than,
I just love how you brought up that it includes squats and lunges, and it could
yeah,
include deadlifts, and it might include a drag or a carry, and all these pieces. So these functional movements that we're training throughout our fitness exercises are totally useful here. And
and if you the kids with you, you're teaching them young, right?
oh
So
yeah.
and the kids are going to have fun doing it too, quite likely. So yeah. Okay,
It's
so
surprisingly fun. It's like
it
it's
is.
like a treasure hunt. You kind of find, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like things that you necessarily want to bring home, but you're just like, what? And it's kind of fun to see what you find or how did this
Exactly.
get here?
More on that thought to come, but I think we're going to segue into our announcements next and
Nice.
the coming attractions here to the Next Fitness Thing. Our May the 4th Be With You 5K training program launched this past Tuesday. Technically last Saturday with the baseline blaster baseline class, but the training classes for our 4-week training program are underway Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays live in the TNFT app and platform, and also they're recorded for replay if you can't make it live. So if you haven't joined us yet, do it soon because the time's ticking away. But if you jump into the first week, you can generally make up classes that you might have missed because they are again on the replay library for you. The nextfitnessthing.com/May the 4th. That's May the number 4th. If you want to join us or get some more information, please check it out. The final events for that are going to be on May 3rd and 4th. And of course, May the 4th Be With You is the whole spacey sci-fi theme. I don't want to get in copyright trouble by naming the movie, but you know what it is. So check it out. And check out, we got swag. We got some brand new swag in line with this May the 4th Be With You 2025 pullover hoodie on your screen right now. So we like to put the year on them now because then they're collector's items and you got to have one of everything. It's the plan. We know we got some swag collectors around here. So nice layer that you can wear out if it's chilly whenever you're heading out for your runs, walks, or whatever you're doing for your 5K activity. So that is in our merch store, merch.thenextfitnessthing.com. And if you do join our May the 4th Be With You 5K training program at the premium level, this is included in your package. Score. All right. So then the next thing that we have did we get everything on that, Alexis? Did I miss anything?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great.
Here's what we're talking about: cleaning up the earth and being good to yourself and picking up trash. It is our annual Earth Day Eco Walk. This is one of our all access community events here at the Next Fitness Thing, which means whether or not you're a TNFT teammate yet, you can join this one. It's free and open to everybody. And the URL to get the info and sign up information if you need it is thenextfitnessthing.com/Earth Day. Alexis, you're leading this one. And I know this one's a favorite of yours. And it's a favorite of our teammates too, from what we've heard. So I love this one too.
Me too. I love this one. It's my favorite.
And what it is going back to what we're talking about with like the picking up the trash. You basically go out for a 25-minute class. Normally you'd go for a walk, and if you walk and you don't find any trash, that's a good thing. I did that once. I joined the walk and it was just like I went to a park nearby and they'd already been through right before that and cleaned it up and I had no idea. So like
Nice.
there's like no trash here. I was like, this is amazing. But yeah, if you find some, you take a trash bag and gloves with you, and we have contests with some of the things that people find, right, Alexis? We have like categories and things. Yeah.
This is a really fun one. I would encourage you to come. And if you are in the 5K, this is going to be directly after the 5K training class. Not the 5K itself, but after the training class. So you want to be prepared.
Yes. April 26th, 9 a.m. Pacific. It was just on your screen. Yeah.
P.S. Plogging.
Plogging. Yes. Tell us about plogging. It's kind of it's a European creation.
Plogging
but
is essentially a made-up word for picking up trash while jogging. So that's what this is. Plogging.
Picking up litter while jogging.
Yeah.
Plogging. That's I think we have the Swedes to thank for that, if I'm not mistaken.
It's clocking is their word for picking up trash.
There you go. All right. So please join us for that. That's always a fun event. And you can join it from anywhere on your phone. And just go for a walk with us and pick up trash and help clean the planet and feel good about it too. All right. Next thing is book club. April Book Club is in effect. And Nora Roberts' book Inheritance from the Lost Bride trilogy, a romantic suspense novel, chosen by your host, TNFT team leader Anna. And she will be guiding our 40-minute walking book club session on Sunday, April 27th, the day after the Earth Day Eco Walk, by the way, 1 p.m. Pacific time with Anna. You can find out all the information you need about book club at thenextfitnessthing.com/book club, including links to upcoming sessions. And again, I'm going to drop this again, Alexis, in case people haven't heard, you're guest hosting for June, right?
June.
Yes.
June.
Okay.
That's true, in June.
I just got the audiobook from the library. I'm going to be with you on that one. So
Cool.
I'm jumping in because it's a fitness related book. Yay. So that's always fun. So please join us for that. If you didn't read the book, you're still welcome to join. Just know there will be spoilers, but it's a fun way to hang out with your team and get to know each other a little bit and chat about the book. And then speaking of Anna, she's very busy this time around because she is our latest host on our TNFT AMA walks, which are 15-minute walks that live in our replay library here at the Next Fitness Thing. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. We've got a set of questions. You're welcome to contribute questions that we can maybe answer for you on future sessions of our AMA walk, and you can send them to the address on your screen, amawalk.thenextfitnessthing.com. So you get to know Anna a little bit better. And then I think that's it. Aside from Freebie Friday, we're going to save some room for food because it's one of my spring faves. So Freebie Friday, we mentioned this earlier in the show, that if you comment on any of our videos that we posted on the Next Fitness Thing YouTube channel from the end of the show today up until next Thursday, basically, you will be put into a random drawing. Actually, it'll be put on our wheel, which we're about to spin, and then we'll find out if you win a cool piece of TNFT merch or swag or a nice, cool prize. So we're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to find out this week's winner. And ready, set, and go. And oh, Angie, it's Kimberly McDaniel, teammate Kimberly. Yay, congratulations.
Kimberly's here live. Congratulations,
Kimberly, that's right.
Kimberly.
Yes, awesome. I'm so glad you were here live. I love it when the winner is with us live. That's the best. So thank you, Kimberly. Congratulations. We will be reaching out to you to get you your Freebie Friday prize. So from here, get to commenting after the show's done. All right. So hopefully you can win next week and beyond. Okay. We got time. We were good on time for this week for a change. So, I was very chatty last week's show, I got to say, but it was Fernando. So Fernando Friday, that's to be expected with us. Food of the week. We like to spotlight a seasonal food, and in light of our, Earth celebration, wanted to go with one of my favorites for spring. It's asparagus. I love me some asparagus, and it's really good for you. And I got to chat about asparagus specifically, but vegetables in general. I find that if I talk to somebody, I ask them, do you like asparagus? And it's like, oh no, I've hated asparagus since I was a kid. And it's like, why is that? It's like, well, it's all mushy and army green. It's just like, did your parents give you the canned stuff instead of the fresh stuff? And it's like, they like, yeah, why? Was it's like, no, you don't want army green mush. You want nice, bright, crisp stalks like this. My favorite, I'm going to say it again, salt, pepper, olive oil. If you want to get a little Italian kick, a little grated Parmesan over top. Mwah, mwah, amazing. Full of nutrients. Asparagus is really good for you. And packed with things: calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, niacin, nearly 2 grams of both protein and dietary fiber in a 7-stalk of asparagus serving. That's not too shabby. Supports your gut health, your immune health, and because it is high in fiber, if you're prone to having issues when you eat a lot of high fiber things, you just might want to curtail your intake. But we did want to chat just a little bit about the ever popular why does asparagus make our pee smell funny? And it might not for everybody. See, this is the thing. There is it's not with everybody, but because of genetic variations in different people, not everybody can smell that telltale I just ate asparagus smell. Right? So I do. And I know my husband does. This is like, did you just have asparagus after I walk out of the bathroom? Alexis, do you?
I would say it's like, I've never had it be super intense, but you could definitely tell.
Yeah. And there's a whole, if you saw one of the Austin Powers movies, they like to joke about that a lot. So we're just rewatching those recently. We got asparagus chat. Welcome to asparagus chat. Carol says she loves asparagus. Sainzies, Kimberly, roasted for you. Yes, roasted for me too. It's very easy to do that. It's like hands off and throw it in the oven and it's done. And I like it when the tips get all crispy and caramelized. That's the best. That's so good. So
I like the asparagus. Everybody wants like the skinny ones. I like the ones when it's like the big one. I think those are really the best.
It's a misconception too that the thin ones are always more tender. It's not always the case.
Right.
the way. So
I'm not sure but if this is true, but I heard from a caterer that I was working with before that the big fat asparagus tends to be the first growth, which has more nutrients in it, and then they cut
uh-huh.
that and harvest it, and that the thinner ones are more likely to be the second harvest.
Oh, there you go.
I like the asparagus on the barbecue, just like straight
Oh
up sitting
yeah.
there, getting the stripes on it and everything. That's how I
Indeed.
like
And
it.
it's good raw too. If like, what's a really cool way to do it is to shave it really thin and toss it in a
Mm,
salad. That's amazing. I'm getting hungry to do that right now. I'm waiting for some good local asparagus. It's slow coming into the San Francisco Bay
right.
Area. Normally I've had some by now, so I haven't been to the farmers markets though, so maybe that's part of
Uh-huh.
it. So
Our family always called it aspergrass. That was what we always called it. Carol
Erin,
says she likes it roasted and sautéed and grilled, but she
ooh,
especially likes it sautéed with roasted red peppers, served over chicken, sprinkled with balsamic.
I'm coming
I
over for
love
dinner,
it. So
Carol.
specific.
Erin likes it roasted with salt and pepper. And yep, straight up simple. That's like the simplest, easiest way to do it. So yay for the asparagus. If you join us on this show in future years, every spring we're going to do an asparagus feature if
Yep,
I have anything to say about it. So
I like it. Can I say one
okay,
more thing about asparagus?
please do.
Okay, I got to meet Miss Manners in person, and she's like the columnist. I don't even know if she's still alive, but this is in college. And she was speaking about different etiquette. And one of the things she mentioned is that the proper way to eat asparagus is with your fingers.
Whoa. Interesting. Well, that goes for sushi too. We're so used to using chopsticks, but sushi is also meant to be a finger food, by the way,
Really?
from multiple people that I've read or
Oh, that's
heard from.
fascinating.
Yeah. So pop it in. All right, I will. I'll pop it in. If you don't like it, give me yours. All right. That is it, I think, for the Next Fitness Show, episode 62. Dang. We're gonna next week's episode, by the way. We had a canceled episode a couple of weeks ago just due to life stuff. Brenda Lee Nelson is going to be rescheduled to join us next week, and we're going to have that discussion about living with regret. So that's going to be really, really cool discussion. We hope you'll join us for that. And thank you, Brenda Lee, for dealing with us as we were juggling things for that. Thank you if you're watching this live. We love you for taking the time out to do that. Thank you if you're watching the recording as well. Please join us if you haven't. We're looking for you at thenextfitnessthing.com. I'm teaching classes later on today as we're live, 4 to 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, including my favorite class of the week, the Trivia Fest, Brain Teaser Walk 25, which is always a blast. And then like the videos, share the videos, subscribe to our channel, give us that thumbs up now before you leave if you haven't done so yet. Hit the notification bell and do all the things to help us grow. And facebook.com/group/the next fitness things where you find us on the FB. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you, everybody. We're going to high five and boogie on out of here. Bada bing. Okay. Let's hit that happy theme music. Roll that beautiful theme music. Okay. See you next week. Have a great day. Thank you for joining. Love you lots. I'm not sure what's going on here. What happened? I short circuited. Let's do this. I need a chair spin. Let's see. Oh, I'm stuck. Hold on. There it is.